All right, Kerberos. The big thing to remember on almost every question that anyone would see regarding this topic, it's right there. Ticketing and ticket granting tickets. Those are going to be the things to remember with Kerberos. But it gives you authentication, authorization, and auditing. We're going to talk about all of those things in turn. It's its own beast. What's that?
Cerberus.
Cerberus, the three-headed dog guarding the gates to Hades, right? From what Roman? Greek? Greek, thank you. Well, okay, history major. I was supposed to know that. That's where Kerberos got its name. I think it was some drunken grad students who couldn't spell or something like that. They had the general idea in mind.
Kerberos is the Greek spelling and Cerberus is the Latin spelling.
Okay, all right. I like that story even better. All right, came out at MIT. 2 versions used right now. And it's mostly, it's open source. And then there are some instantiations that are commercial that you can buy licenses for. Anyone work with Kerberos on a regular basis?
In the past.
Not anymore.
In the past?
In the past. It's been a long time for me.
That's all right. All right. There are 2 main services when it comes to Kerberos. The authentication services, making sure that those ticket granting tickets are issued, and I'm going to show you a picture of this because otherwise that phrase sounds really silly. And then there's the ticket granting service itself for the sessions. The network is treating that Kerberos key distribution center as if it is the third party. We were talking about using the bridging as if it were Andy. And that key distribution center knows everybody's credentials, which is how it does the authentication. Here is a picture of it in action. If you can't see as I'm showing you, raise your hand, and I'll try to drill down on that too. All right, this is Andy at home. He wants to log in to these network services down here. He needs to get access to them. So what does he do? He sends an encrypted set of login info wanting a ticket granting ticket. It's not a ticket itself yet. It's a ticket granting ticket. Over to the key distribution center. Remember I said it had 2 components. The first one's the authentication service. And it says, "Are you Andy?" And Andy says, "Yes, because these are my credentials." And then it sends him the ticket granting ticket, which is now, which he can decrypt with the password hash that they share. He's going to send that ticket granting ticket to the ticket granting service, which is the second component of the Kerberos system. And that's just for a specific network service. And the service sends him that ticket, which he can send to the service and be allowed to come in. Seems awfully complex, doesn't it? Is it complex when you administer it and implement it as well?
When you're administering it, yes.
Is it fairly transparent to the user?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a very robust system, isn't it? Would you use this for all network services? Is it fast enough?
It's actually pretty fast.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so you can implement it. It's a bear to administer, right? Good. Why do we use it then? Again, it's a version, it's a form of single sign-on. It gives that one-time authentication for everything. You can also have expiration on those tickets as well. Not only do you get the authentication aspect of it, but you have some confidentiality built into it, and you can limit access based on those things so that the services don't remain open permanently. Good, strong crypto. We're going to talk about these in the encryption module as well, but we've got DES and RC4. And two-way authentication. It authenticates the services as well as the users. Is that important? Yes. It cuts down on what we'll refer to as man-in-the-middle attacks and we'll talk about those too later on, where an attacker could pose as either the service or the user. And it's lasted. It's done a lot of people have tried to bang away at it. A lot of people have tried to mess it up, find ways around it. It does pretty good. It does pretty good. Questions about Kerberos?
Go back a slide.
Yes.
The ticket granting service, is that doing any extra layer of service, or if you basically get the TGT from the KDC?
Yes.
Is there anything that ticket granting service can be like, I don't know, like still not trust it in any way? Or is it just seems like it's almost like automatic, like it's not really doing anything?
There are a couple things, correct me if I'm wrong here, Gil. There's a couple things it does. First of all, it sees whether or not you should have rights to that service as the user. It checks to see if it's already granted you a ticket for that service. And then it would be kind of a flag going, wait a second, you've already got a ticket, why are you requesting another session? And
The limit of the session.
oh, and the session limit. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, good. That's a good question. Otherwise, why are you adding that layer of complexity?
Yeah, it just seems like it was just bouncing off of that almost and not.
Good. Good point. Good point. Good. Thank you. Great question. And thank you for being the resident expert.